Thank you, Frank Henninger. And good morning, everyone. Thank you for being with us today at the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living. Wherever you are this morning, you're welcome here. And we're so pleased to share this hour with you. We are an inclusive, welcoming community, and we follow the principles of science of mind and choose to make a difference in our own lives and in the world by practicing these beautiful principles. So let's travel this spiritual path together. Whatever path you may have been traveling, let's walk along together this morning. Because we are all about, ready? Living, loving, learning spirituality that works. And now I have an opening song. Let's all enjoy this beautiful song by Eddie Watkins Jr., We Come Together.
Take a look at the person next to you.
Take a look at the person next to you.
Say, I recognize the God in you.
I recognize the God in you.
Feel the love in the sanctuary.
Feel the love in the sanctuary.
Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together.
Come together.
We come together.
Come together.
We come together.
Come together.
In the name of love, we come together.
Come together.
We come together.
We come together.
We come together.
We come together.
In the name of love. Take a look at the person next to you.
Take a look at the person next to you.
Say, God loves me and I love you too.
God loves me and I love you too.
Feel the love in the sanctuary.
Feel the love in the sanctuary.
Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together.
Come together.
We come together.
Come together.
We come together.
Come together.
In the name of love, we come together.
Come together.
We come together.
We come together.
We come together.
We come together.
In the name of love, every walk of life, every creed and color, in kinship we unite, in honor of the God and each other. Take a look at the person next to you.
Take a look at the person next to you.
Say namaste, I bow to you. Feel the love in the sanctuary.
Feel the love in the sanctuary.
Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together.
Come together.
We come together.
Come together.
We come together.
Come together.
In the name of love, we come together.
Come together.
We come together.
Come together.
We come together.
Come together.
In the name of love.
Love our music team. That was a nice flashback, wasn't it? Well, this morning, this nice cool fall morning, let's join together, come together in meditation. So as we quiet our minds and open our hearts, let's begin to feel and know that there is a presence and a power that is not only greater than we are, but right where we are, here, in the very center of our own hearts. So let's come into our hearts, peacefully, purposefully, and begin to listen for the sweet voice of the divine that is deep within our hearts. Loving, calming, enfolding you in peace and joy. Listen more deeply as it fills your body, your mind, and your emotions with beauty and harmony. Hear nothing but its serene melody of truth. Now bring into your heart the clear, compassionate voices of loved ones. of those you admire and trust. Join with Spirit's song and all conscious, caring beings as the music becomes stronger. The direction becomes clearer. The possibilities become more real. This is now a symphony of spirit, starting with one voice, adding all other harmonious, conscious, loving voices as we sing together the world into newness. When we are an essential part of God's choir. The world needs our music. And our music is the voice of God, made manifest through the instrumentation of our being. All is well. All is well, truly, truly all is well. Now I invite our practitioner, Joe Lurquin, to open us with spiritual mind treatment.
Good morning. My name is Joe Lurquin, and I'm a practitioner with the Greater Philadelphia Centers for Spiritual Living. Welcome to today's celebration and the bringing together of our creative community. In this time of unrest all around, I would like to read the following from Raymond Charles Barker. I am not afraid of any situation, person, place, or thing. Therefore I now declare that in the midst of me is the power and the presence of God, sufficient unto every situation. I rise up in the dignity and integrity of myself as a spiritual being, and I know that the power that supports this universe supports me, and I allow it to do just that. I'll state this treatment in the first person and invite you to take it for yourself. I know there is one God, one source, one law, one. I know that I am part of this one, as is each one of us. I know that in being part of it, I am part of the one mind, one body that is God. I know this is the truth. I know that my conscious mind can conceive and think of things and decide things that I wish and I know is proper and is correct. And I then send it to my subconscious, then to be absorbed into the great one mind, one body, knowing that this is and causing things to happen in this manner. I know that all is the truth and all is wonderful in this world. And I know that each one of us is coming together right now to better this world and to better the conditions and to get what is absolutely correct and proper for who and what we are. I know this is the truth, and I'm very grateful for this teaching, grateful for all that I have and all that I have available to me, and this knowing of what I can do and what can be done right here and right now. I know this is the truth, and I release this knowing it is already complete, it is already done. As we say together, and so it is.
Thank you, Joe. Let's speak our affirmation together now, shall we? Our community is alive with the life of God, moving forward in faith and freedom to do the sacred work that is ours to do. Nice. I heard you. Wherever you are, I heard you. Thank you. Now, I would like to speak to the kids. Are you here? Good. Well, you've been spending more time with fewer people these last few months, haven't you? Well, we all have. I know we miss you, and I know you're missing your friends. I also know that we hold each other very, very closely in our hearts. We always have, and we continue to, even though we're not being together in the same room right now, not yet. But we hold each other very closely in our hearts. And that we know we continue to be friends with our friends, even though we may not see them up close and personal right now. I'm holding you very, very closely in my heart. And I'm asking that each one of you think of all the people that you love and haven't been able to see for a while, and hold them very closely in your hearts right now. See, you can still feel close to them, even when you're not physically with them. And that connection is a real one, because you remember that there's only one life, and it's God's life, and that life is your life and my life and everybody's life in the whole world. And so we're all in this big heart of God together. And when we think of each other and hold each other closely in our hearts, we can have that warm, beautiful feeling that's pretty much like when we get to be together. Wherever they are, wherever you are, wherever I am, we're all living and moving and having our being in the heart of God, and we can feel each other here, right now. It's a wonderful thing to realize that the more we're able to experience loving one another and being loved by one another, the sooner it'll be before we're actually able to be together in the same room. We're together in our prayers, and we're still together in our readiness to create a better and a more loving and a more beautiful world. We can do this. And here's the reason we can do this. We are all sons and daughters of the living God. And it's through the presence and the power of God that anything is possible. So will you say with me, God can, God in me can, I can. Everything is possible. God can, God in me can, I can. Love you so much. Have a happy Sunday. Talk to you soon. And now a little something for the parents, grandparents, aunts and uncles. We have been focusing the month of September on everything new. Are you ready? Are you really ready for everything new? Who isn't? We're ready for everything new. And today we're addressing the creative community. We are the creative community. We are the beloved community. We still, even when we are distanced physically from one another, have the opportunity to deepen our connection with Spirit, with one another, and do some very sacred work. We continue to be creative. Everything begins in mind, doesn't it? Everything begins in mind and heart. And when we form a new idea, we're ready for the law to take it into full manifestation. I also plan to quote from Raymond Charles Barker, as Joe did this morning. Divine love brings together and maintains together those who belong together, that the glory of God shall be made manifest. Don't you love that? That's what this beloved creative community is all about. And we read in Scripture how good it is and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to dwell together in unity. Yeah, I added the sisters. They meant that. They just forgot to put it in the Bible. So it's a slightly altered passage from the book of Psalms. How determined we've been the past many months to continue our work. We find many creative ways to do it. Even our professions, we've continued to do that. Thank goodness for the technology that allows so many to work from home, to continue to have meetings. Sometimes people get a little zoomed out, don't they? But we're so grateful for that opportunity and that ability. So we've been able to remain connected. We've been able to support each other through so many life events. And the events are so challenging, aren't they? They're breaking our hearts, some of them breaking our hearts, like the passing of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. This fabulous woman, this way shower, this wonderful, wonderful being who stood up and continues to stand up in her presence, because her presence is infinite and continues to be felt very strongly right here within our hearts, right here on this earth. And we have a legacy that we get to stand up and deliver. We have the legacy of a beautiful being who was not afraid to speak her piece in fairness, in power, and in grace, and made clear to little girls and grown women that our voice is essential. So we'll continue to use that voice, all of us, every gender. And these challenging events include the disorienting of our children, the schools, open, closed, virtual, some combination. It's very confusing, isn't it? For the parents and the teachers who are working so hard to continue to connect with these children online and support them and educate them and listen to them and love them and help them grow and learn. Challenges. People are ill. Many are dying. And the people who are caring for them are exhausted. There's so much fear and anxiety and uncertainty going on in so many areas of our world. Well, we may as well address it all at the same time, right? Why not just call on the power that's within us in the presence of God's love, wisdom, compassion, unity, justice within us, and let it take care of all of them, because God's big enough to do that. I'm not. You're not. But together, as a creative community, drawing on the wisdom and the love of the divine, anything and everything is possible. That's where we need to continue to go. We cannot allow ourselves to linger in the heartbreak and in the fear and in the sadness and in the confusion and the uncertainty. But we do need to experience it just for a moment, or maybe a little bit longer. We need to tell ourselves the truth about what we're feeling, and then we need to tell ourselves the truth about what's greater than that and what truly is possible. For our beloved community is the point of power for individual and global transformation. We've proven this over the past few months for the solid core of our community. We've stayed connected, heart to heart. We pray for each other. We lift each other. We listen to each other. We cry together. Sometimes we laugh together as well. Sometimes we just need to look at a few old episodes of Golden Girls, right? We're finding more creative ways to connect. And we're gathering for celebrations and classes and meetings and social events online. We're deepening our sense of appreciation for one another. It's so important. We need to continue to remember each other, to cherish each other, to call each other, text each other, send notes, send blessings. We all need them. Don't forget to send them to your ministers too. We must hold each other very closely right now and bring God's presence to one another constantly, not just occasionally, but constantly. You see, our continued deep connection to Source is important. It is essential, because this is what connects us to one another. This is what allows us to expand into a consciousness of true thriving. We're still thriving. We must continue to return to that place of all good, remembering that we were created in the image and likeness of God. That each and every one of us came in here very much on purpose. And these are the times that may be trying men's and women's souls. But we're up for it. Why are we up for it? Because we are connected to the divine. And the divine is up for everything and anything. We've not just been going through all of this together. We've been growing through it. We've been allowing ourselves to receive creative ideas and to act upon them. We work together enthusiastically to awaken each other, to awaken all of humanity. To what? To its spiritual magnificence. That's our vision. We're doing this together. And we are a beloved community, but isn't it heartening to remember that there are thousands, I'm sure millions of beloved communities all over this planet, and we want to connect with these conscious, caring, compassionate people who are working together to co-create a world that works for all, not just a few, but for all, without exception. Harmony, peace, justice, abundance, caring, compassion, plenty for all. This is our work. We are the ones to do it. We're the ones we've been waiting for. So what we need to do, in my opinion, is to return early, late, and often to the source of our real information and inspiration. Allow ourselves to be guided into that which is helpful, fruitful for ourselves, for our loved ones, for our puppies. Yoga knows the importance of diving deeply into the presence of love. She's very good at it, and she's inviting you to join us in this beautiful activity. I'd like to read this from Ernest Holmes. The voice of truth speaks to me and through me. The voice of truth guides me and keeps me on the path of the perfect day. I will listen to the inner voice, and it will tell me what to do in the hour of need. I shall be told everything that I ought to know when the time of need arrives, and I shall not be misled. The voice of truth cannot lie, but always speaks to me from on high. Nothing enters but this voice, and it is the voice of God. The voice of God. Let's remember and let's celebrate our unity with one another. We are family. I'm not going to break into the song, but we are family. You can go ahead and sing at home. That would be inspirational for me. Robert Frost, in one of his wonderful poems, said, "Home is the place where, when you have to go there, they have to take you in." Well, this home right here, and virtually this home, is the place where we all already belong. It's not a have to. It's a y'all come on in. This is our home, and it goes far beyond these four walls. Isn't that amazing? That we can reach people beyond those who would be here in these beautiful blue chairs every Sunday morning. No more walls. And let's remember that when we are ultimately able to return here and to meet together on a Sunday morning and during classes and social events and other beautiful activities, let's remember that we are so deeply connected with Spirit that our home is far more than the physical dwelling place. We care for each other by bringing the presence of God into each interaction. So let our phone calls and our emails and our texts and our Zoom meetings be dedicated to the strength and the well-being that comes from each of us listening with our hearts open to that divine voice of truth that is within every one of us, without exception. Let's expand our vision to include our country, healing divisions and inviting unity to emerge. That is an eternal quality of the divine. Therefore, that is the context within all of these other contents that are taking place and swirling around right now. Divine harmony, unity, is the underlying foundation, and it must prevail. Let's remind each other of this. It must prevail. Let's include the entire world in inviting spirit to come alive everywhere, within every sentient being. We, you and I, all of us, we are the creative community. And we don't have to wait until we're back here in these rooms again to do our creative work. We've been doing it, and I'm inviting you to deepen the connection with spirit and with one another in order to do the work that is at hand. We are the hands and the hearts and the minds of God. So let's roll up our metaphorical and our metaphysical sleeves and do what we're called to do. Let's enter in with confidence and with joy. It's a sweet responsibility. It's a good responsibility. It's one we can get excited about. As my beloved Jenny Barnum wrote in her late 80s, a woman who was our music director in Redondo Beach and became a very, very dear friend of mine. When I was a teenager, we would go up to the institute where Ernest Holmes was, and we'd bring our teens. I was one of the teens. And we would gather together with other teens at the institute. And Jenny would always write sweet songs, and she'd ask me to sing them, which was very fun. But she called me one day in her late 80s and said, "Maxine, I've written a new song." And I said, "Oh, great, Jenny, what is it?" And she said, "It's a rap song." And if I can recall it, I'm inviting the voice of God to remember it through me. It goes like this. And so I'll need you to snap. We are the fingers and the toes and the eyes and the nose of God. We are the hands and the feet and the mouth, I repeat, of God. We think we are an entity separate and apart, and yet our true identity is written in our heart. We are the fingers and the toes and the eyes and the nose, the hands and the heart and the of God. Of God. We're required. We're needed. Do you see this? We are the creative community coming together with our confidence, our awareness, our realization that the power and the presence within us is so deep and so real and so constant and so powerful that there's nothing that we cannot do. God can. God in me can. I can. Will you say with me? Our community is alive with the life of God. We are moving forward in faith and freedom. We are doing the sacred work that is ours to do. And so, my beloveds, beginneth our lesson. Now it's time for our offertory, a joyous time to let the circulation of good take place for all of us and for our beloved community in order for us to continue to do the great work that is ours to do. You'll see on your screen opportunities to give, so many beautiful ways to do this. Thank you, thank you, thank you for continuing your beautiful, blessed contributions to this work that is alive and well because of you. And now let's take our gifts in our hands, some hold them to our hearts, and repeat with me the prosperity celebration affirmation. I choose to celebrate prosperity. Divine love blesses my gift. It is my acceptance of God as the source of my abundant supply. With joy and gratitude, I share my abundance with this center. In doing so, I am one with the law of circulation. My tithe goes forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless. It returns to me multiplied abundantly, and I am prospered, and so it is.
I am walking through the shadow, underneath the past, sifting through the vast devastation. Through the unrelenting sorrow, I can feel you in my heart, remembering our last conversation. Be brave, have faith, you said, and don't lose your courage. Hang on to your heart, and together we can weather any madness, and together through the heavy skies, through the darkness, through the storm, we'll find the passage, and together we will fly. Passing through the valley, listening for the sounds echoing in the mountains around us. We are searching for forgiveness, certain of our souls, shining with the song that surrounds us. Be brave, have faith, you say, and don't lose your courage. Hang on to your hearts. We'll find a way today. Reach out for your brother. Have faith in your part. And together we can weather any madness. And together through the heavy skies, through the darkness, through the storm, we'll find the passage, and together we will fly. I see us courageous, riding on the air. Don't give up now, we're almost there. Together we can weather any madness, and together through the heavy skies, through the darkness, through the storm, we'll find the passage, and together we will fly, and together we can weather any madness, and together skies, through the darkness, through the storm, we'll find the passage, and together we will fly.
Welcome to the morning announcements with Pace and Bert.
Good morning. I'm Payson Burt, a member of your Board of Trustees, and I'm so excited to bring you your announcements. So, if you'd like to gather together for some inspiration with others, we are offering 2 virtual classes. 1. Reverend Mike continues his Science of Mind textbook club on Zoom each Saturday from 9:45 to 11 a.m. I've been taking it from the beginning and it's absolutely marvelous. You can jump in anytime you want. It's free, it's a love offering class. And if you'd like to join in, just email him at revmike@cslphilly.org. It's a wonderful class, I really recommend it. 2.
Oh my gosh!
Okay,
That
honey.
scared
I'm
me.
sorry.
No, that scared me.
I got a little over enthusiastic.
Yes, you did.
You know why?
Why?
Because Reverend Mike's offering another class.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, he'll be offering a new 4-week class entitled Your Invisible Power by Ernest Holmes. Although it already started on Monday, it'll also be available 6:45 to 9 p.m. You can still join this mind-expanding, non-accredited Zoom class. It's based off of Ernest Holmes' Your Invisible Power. This series is given on a love offering basis again, which means it's free and provides the students with a deeper understanding of who they are, their place in the universe, and the power that is theirs to use. This is another wonderful offering from Reverend Mike, and I really appreciate what he's doing here. If you are interested, call Reverend Mike at 760-828-7698 or email Linda at admin@cslphilly.org. For more details, go to our events calendar on our new website, www.cslphilly.org. Lilia, hold on. Wait, stop! Where you can also view past Sunday celebrations and Dr. Maxine and Reverend Mike's daily love notes. On the business side, members and attendees are invited to today's annual community membership meeting, which starts at 12:30 p.m. This will be a fun, informative meeting to review the past year, chart the course for the future, and elect new board members. You're going to need one after this. We will be holding it via Zoom, so stay tuned for the Zoom invitation number. They're going to be giving that in a few seconds. Finally, we'll be changing our Sunday Zoom socials to once a month, holding them on the first Sunday of each month. So join us on Sunday, October 4th, for our coffee social. Well, that's it for today. That's all the news that's fit to print, honey. Thank you, and thank you. And I'll see you in a few minutes. Bye.
And that was the morning announcements with Payson Burt and Lilia Burt.
I love the announcements. Aren't they great? Thank you, Payson and Lilia and Kat, whoever you were. Well, before we have our closing song, I'd like to share a quotation from Joel Goldsmith from his book, The Government of Eden. I wouldn't be surprised that it is more interesting to be alive at this particular time of history than at any other time in world history. It is one of the occasions when the world is going through a major transition. It may be the final transition, that in which material sense is completely overcome, and Christ's consciousness comes upon the world as a universal bestowal. And now let's hear Gary Lynn Floyd and Robin Hackett with this wonderful song, One Big Family.
Good morning. So great to be back in Palm Desert. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light. Everybody you meet. reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. All right, here we go. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. There you go. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 everybody, get up on your feet. See the light, see the light. Everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light. Everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let's listen to Al Lopez. Lopez, everybody. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, thank you.
All right, let's hear it for Gary Floyd, everybody. Woo!
Opening hearts and minds to the radiant vision of a just and workable world, we stand tall in our truth that the government is on his shoulders and that we are ready to receive the gift of a more divine expression of life on this planet, pulsing with love through all humanity and celebrating itself in infinite wisdom.